Alrighty, welcome everyone to Chancellors in Science's last GBM. We do appreciate y'all coming. I know that it's towards the end of the quarter, so it is like, a little tough for y'all to come, but we do appreciate. We're gonna make this super worthwhile for y'all. Just a quick reminder that this GBM is recorded. I promise y'all will not come in it. I have no cameras except for the speakers on my top right screen. So y'all are good, but we do advise y'all to keep our cameras on so we can get to know you. So when you come into our new future meetings, when y'all come into our committees, we know you, we have that connection. So don't worry about that. And don't worry about any of the links for all these resources. We actually compiled a Google Doc, which we will share with you. So do not worry about getting the links down, all that. If you do want to take notes alongside, that's highly encouraged. This opportunities for you or ops to cop. And let's go ahead and show you all the overview. So ultimately, we're gonna go to volunteer opportunities, research opportunities, healthcare opportunities, and academic opportunities. And then last but not least, we will have a GMT meeting. The Grad/Med Talk Committee did make a meeting for this Thursday, December 3rd. We'll give y'all more information towards the end. And let's go ahead and get started with the mentor-mentee program. Do not forget about that. Mentor-mentee program is gonna be an amazing program. We're gonna launch it officially in winter quarter. Winter break is when we're gonna be doing our mixers to get to know one another. Please sign up for it. If you wanna be a mentor, that's fantastic. If you wanna be a mentee, that's even more amazing. We are looking for both. This is gonna be a great program. It's for y'all to get to know us, for us to get to know you, and just for someone to have your back, to know your ins and your outs at UCSD. Because as transfers, we want that social life, right? We want that academic life. We want that educational endeavor to be completed. So you have someone by your side the entire way. So definitely make sure to apply for that. It is on our Instagram bios and on our Facebook bios. So definitely make sure to sign up for that. And we're gonna go and get started with volunteer opportunities.
All right, y'all, let's get into it. Our first volunteer opportunity is Father Joe's Villages, which is one of the largest homeless service providers in San Diego. This organization was founded at St. Vincent de Paul Church in downtown SD, which makes it a local opportunity. And it's in person. So you basically go and volunteer. You could take part in a variety of programs like preparing and serving meals, tutoring kids, doing maintenance and beautification projects, and a lot more. Basically, this organization its mission is to prevent and end homelessness one life at a time. They provide housing and support services, to name a few, and it's basically designed in a collective way to help prevent and end homelessness effectively and efficiently. It's a great way to give back to your community, especially since food and housing insecurity are skyrocketing in America due to the unfortunate circumstances of the pandemic. Um, there aren't many requirements for eligibility as they accept all types of volunteers that ranges from individuals to groups, and there's no deadline to apply. They accept volunteers year round. So if you're interested, all you really need to do is fill out the form on their website, which will be provided in the compiled document at the end of the GBM. So now it's our awesome co-treasurer Sweetsel's turn to introduce our next volunteer opportunity.
Hello, so another in-person volunteer opportunity is the Friends at the Central Library, and they're seeking volunteers to work in the bookstore. So basically, what you're going to be doing is just greet people as they enter the book room, and then rearrange books and stocking areas that need to be replenished, purchases as people leave the sale, and then tidy up before and after your shift. And then it's in Park Boulevard. It's also in San Diego, so it's local. And you have to be at least 15 years old, but since we're all UC San Diego students, so I assume everyone's over that. So we're all good. And application. So there are plenty of ways where you can apply. You can call the bookstore at this number provided here. You can stop by, visit the place, and fill out the form there in person. You can even email them through the volunteer application. Here is the link. You can just click on the link and then it will take you to the application, and you can send it via email, or you can just directly sign up from there. Like, there's no deadline, they're always accepting volunteers. And next up is the National Alliance on Mental Health.
So National Alliance on Mental Health, otherwise known as NAMI, that is non-local. The reason why it's non-local is because right now there's nothing in person. Usually you could volunteer in person and online. Right now it's completely online. So that means even if you're international, you can still go on their website and still volunteer. The goal of this organization is three things: support for folks with mental health issues, educate those other folks about mental issues, and advocate and speak up for those with mental issues. So support, educate, and advocate. This is an amazing national organization, and the basics minimum that you have to do for this org is 2 hours a week, which is great, and it hires year round. So you don't have to worry about, hey, okay, I have to wait till January or February. You can apply right now, or you can apply during winter break once this quarter is over, and get some volunteer hours in. Get this on your resume, because honestly, it's amazing experience. Everyone's very nice and very understanding. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the research project volunteer.
Hey y'all, so I found this opportunity and I feel like it's a super unique opportunity that you should look into. So what it is there's this organization called PATH. They focus on homelessness, and you can help them by researching any topic of your interest that is tangentially related to affordable housing, homelessness, etc. And there's no deadline. All you have to be is 18 or older. Some examples they give here are like social media growth, food resource studies, political awareness for the homeless. And yeah, so this is just one opportunity that I think you all should look into. The next one, can I get the next slide? So this next one is food pantry volunteering. This one's through the Porchlight Cooperative, which focuses on food inequality and waste. What you're going to be doing is helping their drive-through food distribution, which means you'll be setting up before the shift, you'll be making the boxes of food, and you'll be handing them out at the drive-through. You can sign up whenever you're free. It's like 3-ish, 4-ish hour shifts, rolling signups. And it's again, like, you just have to be 16 or older, carry 20 pounds. We can all do that, come on. But I think it's a great opportunity. I'm actually volunteering personally at a food pantry myself, and I've found it to be super fulfilling. So yeah, and I'm going to pass it on to the next opportunity, becoming a United Nations volunteer.
So United Nations volunteer, what is this? Ultimately, this is a wide range of opportunities, actually. So it ranges from research to COVID-19 response to project development. So for example, folks affected by COVID-19, ultimately what we're gonna be doing is gonna be organizing things online to help folks that are affected by COVID. Same thing with project development, same thing with research. A great experience, and this is year round. And it varies on which volunteer opportunity that you do choose. Of course, they're very flexible, and that way you can choose which one fits your schedule. So it's definitely a great opportunity for you all to take care of. Once again, online and non-local, so you don't have to be in person, nor do you have to get out of your room. You can literally just sit in your room and do it. So that's a great opportunity. And going on to the UCSD Student Run Free Clinics.
All right, last but not least is the UCSD Student Run Free Clinic project. It's held at UCSD School of Medicine, which makes it another local opportunity, and it's also in person. This project is run by medical students, and it focuses on providing patients with equal access to low cost and or sometimes even free medical care that's quality medical care. Volunteers have a wide variety of duties, such as managing the setup or like the closing of the flow of the clinic, the patient intake, the inventory and supply ordering, collecting and entering patient data, logging in to label patient medications. And they also really appreciate translators, specifically Spanish to English translators, because there's a lot of Spanish speakers, and it would really assist patients, med students, and even faculty physicians in understanding each other, so to facilitate better medical care. It's a great way to gain firsthand experience in a clinical setting, especially if you're like pre-health or pre-med. There's a lot of teamwork involved in this position, and there's a lot of UCSD med students, faculty, and physicians that volunteer at that clinic, which makes it a great opportunity to network with both peers and professionals. There's not really many requirements for eligibility besides to be TB free and of course COVID free since it's in person. And the application process is just a little bit different in that they're always actively recruiting volunteers via their Facebook page. So it's really important to be keeping up with that. Even though there's no specific deadline, positions open up on a need basis. So that means that it can open up during any time of the year. But because of the pandemic situation, the positions are opening up more often. And for that reason, again, it's really important for those who are interested to keep updated with their Facebook page, which is also linked in the compiled doc at the end of the GBM. Our next segment of opportunities is dedicated specifically to research, and I'm going to pass it on to Ms. Sweetzel to introduce our first research opportunity.
All right, hello again. So Triton is a San Diego, California-based startup company which has developed breakthrough technology to revolutionize the nutritional space by producing high-protein sources of algae. It was founded in 2013. However, Triton is built on over 30 years of science and technology developed by the algae researchers at the Scripps Research Institute and UCSD. So Triton's technology generates a novel food source from a low-cost and scalable algae production system. And so this is a part-time, this is a paid internship. So it's 12 to 20 hours per week, minimum wage. You don't really do a lot except for like lab organization and lab maintenance basically. And of course, assisting scientists with daily responsibilities. It's in Sorrento Valley Road. And for eligibility, you have to be someone majoring in biology, chemistry, or related field. You have to be able to work in San Diego because this is local and in person. And then you just have to be like familiar with the lab principles, and intern must be detail oriented. You have to have like excellent organizational communication skills, strong work ethic, willingness to learn. And application is you can submit your resume through Handshake. The link will be provided on the doc at the end of this GBM. And deadline is December 20. So this is just right after the last day of our finals. So keep that in mind. Next up is Cindy.
Yeah, so another great research opportunity is the Madura Program, and this is a local and in-person research opportunity. Madura stands for Mentorship for Advancing Diversity in Undergraduate Research in Aging. So this research is specifically focusing on aging and like Alzheimer's disease. So if you're interested or like want to look further into that kind of stuff, this is a perfect opportunity. This program matches students with researchers, and you can create a research project that aligns with your interests and academic goals. They have two kind of separate programs in this program. One that offers 8 hours per offers research for 8 hours per week of paid research, and then in this program you're matched up with a UC San Diego faculty member and who is focused in researching aging and Alzheimer's disease. And there's also another one where you'll be working 2 hours per week. And this is also paid in a faculty-led group training and mentorship program. And so to be eligible for this, students are either part of an underrepresented minority group. So their mission is to help students who are underrepresented and in minority groups have these opportunities to get more research for medical school or like their careers in the future. And the deadline is coming up actually really soon if you're interested, and that is on December 7th. And then up next is Annie, who's going to share another great research opportunity.
Hello, so the WAVE Fellowship Program, it's a 10-week summer research program with opportunities in all the sciences. As you can see, there's neuroscience, there's chemistry, biology, chemical engineering, etc. So this program, similar to Cindy's previously, is for underrepresented STEM students who plan on pursuing a PhD. The deadline to apply is coming up next month, January 9th. And some of the requirements are GPA of 3.2, and the application, if you do end up being interested, does require some letters of rec. So think about that, because at our last GBM, we discussed how a good way to get some letter of recommendations is to like reach out to your professors here at UC San Diego, as well as past professors at your community college, keeping up those connections. The next slide is Pathways to Science. So I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard of Pathways to Science, but it's a great website to start looking for internships and research positions. So they have a ton of different programs on this site, and they are being offered at different times, and requirements do vary. And just so you all know, the TiS crew is more than happy to help you guys look through the site, help you find research, help you with the application. And moving along is Nkechi, who is going to go over the UCSD Research Associates Program.
So the UCSD Research Associates Program is a great program for those of you who are interested in clinical research. So like if you're pre-med or pre-health and you want to do research, but you don't really want to be stuck in a lab doing research, it's a great way for you to get into the hospital, working with doctors, nurse practitioners, and nurses as well. In this program, it's a year-round. You also get independent research credits, so you can get like $199 for whatever your major is. And then they have varying different types of work on what they're exactly researching right now. They don't have that on the website, but I'm sure when you apply, you can ask. And you have to commit to at least 100 hours or 6 months of work. You have to do health screening and then get your flu shot. And there's a bunch of different trainings as well involved in this program. So if you are interested in applying, they don't have an exact application right now because they had to slow down due to COVID, but you can just email that email that we have listed there with your name and then your availability through June of next year, and they'll get back to you. So now we're going to go into some healthcare opportunities, and we're going to start off with Semena talking about scribing.
So there's scribing, which is basically you being with the physician and the patient, and what you'll be doing is that you'll just be writing down what's going on, what's being said by the physician to the patient, and it's a really great way to get clinical hours because you are interacting with the patients. And then what's also really cool about this is that it is in person. So you can apply through Scribe America, and there will be different places, and a lot of them will be like near you. So there's a few places in San Diego, some in LA, and there are many other places where hospitals are accepting students to be scribes. It's really cool because they take you through training, everything's paid. So not only are you getting clinical hours, you're also getting paid to do your clinical hours. And then the eligibility, you just have to have the proper vaccines. You have to be able to commit to the time. The shifts are pretty long, they're 8 to 12 hours long. So you probably want to like make sure to plan this around your class schedules, but they are kind of flexible with the times. They let you choose what time you would like to work, but they do want you to be working at least like 4 days a week. And they hire year round, so you can apply whenever you would like, but this may be affected because of COVID. They might want you to have a little more, like their eligibility might be a little different, but they're still hiring year round. So it's a really great opportunity for y'all to try out. Okay, so the next opportunity is hospital volunteerism.
Yeah, so another great opportunity for healthcare, pre-health, anybody is hospital volunteering, and this is all local as well. We found local hospitals, these are in person. Some of these, it's a little, difficult at the time, but there are UCSD, San Diego Health, and Scripps Health are actually 2 hospitals that are still accepting volunteers at this time. And the main responsibility as a volunteer is to greet visitors, direct groups around the hospital, help with patients, help nurses, aid in changing linens, stocking supplies, and just helping around the hospital so that things can run smoothly and that like medical care can be focused on the patient. And most of the for eligibility, most of the requirements are roughly the same, and for most of the hospitals, which include proper vaccinations and being able to meet the commitment time for volunteers. Usually that's about 3 to 4 hours each week, but that depends on like whichever department you get assigned or where you end up volunteering. And also keep in mind the deadline or just the overall process of becoming a volunteer usually takes around 1 to 3 months. So if you're planning to start volunteering soon, just keep that in mind so you can plan ahead. And then I'll also go into specific hospitals and their volunteer processes. So the two that I mentioned, UC San Diego Health and Scripps Ranch, they're actually still accepting volunteers right now in their volunteer program. Their eligibilities are pretty similar. UCSD Health is 16 and up, being able to start immediately and commit a minimum of 100 hours over a 6-7 month period. Scripps Health is 15 up and commitment of 3 to 4 hours a week. They also have a lot of locations, so wherever you're at, whichever works the best for you. And they also both have locations in La Jolla, so to be close to school, that's perfect. And then in general, the application process is usually pretty similar, like the general application, onboarding process, vaccinations, and then also like department orientations. And personally, I volunteered at UC San Diego Health. So if you're interested or if you have any questions or concerns about like the process and the experience, I'd be happy to answer any questions if you'd want to reach out. And then as well, there's other locations. Unfortunately, like due to COVID-19, their volunteer programs are temporarily on hold. But if you want to look into it in the future, Rady Children's Hospital, Kaiser Permanente, Sharp Hospitals, and San Isidro Health also have volunteer programs available. And we'll move on to another great volunteer healthcare opportunity.
Yeah, so Health Career Connections is great if you're in healthcare or you want to dive into public health as well. It's an intensive summer paid program where you work with either private organizations or county organizations or government organizations to ensure health across wherever they are stationed at. The cool thing about this program is not only is it paid, but it doesn't have a set location. So they have internships all over the United States. So if you're planning on doing it during the summer, you have to do it during the summer. So choose a place where you'll be at during the summer. So if you're going to be in San Diego during the summer, they have internships here. If you're going to be, in LA during the summer, they have internships there as well. Another cool thing about the internship and application is that you don't have to have a letter of recommendation. So all the stuff that you give into the program, it's stuff that you created yourself. So you have to have a statement of purpose, your application, and then your resume. And it's really cool. It's a really great program. It is paid. I'm not 100% sure how much it's paid. It depends on each internship, but from what I've heard from most people, it's around, at least more than $1,000. So for 10 weeks of work, for more than $1,000, like maybe $2,000, it's not bad. The deadline is coming up soon. It is before finals. So try to look at it and see if it's something that y'all can accomplish. Next, we're going to talk about Health Career Connections if you're looking for an opportunity across the border.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so Health Frontiers in Tijuana, it's sort of hybrid. So what I mean by that is you are going to be taking classes. So you are required to take classes. You have to enroll in Global Health 111. And these classes are on Saturdays. I'm not sure if the clinics are going to be online right now or if they're going to be in person. Ultimately, what this is this is through HFIT, and this is an internship program where you actually travel to Tijuana, set up a clinic, a free clinic, and aid those that need help. And you work alongside physicians and nurses, and it's a great way to get clinical opportunities. It's also a great way to, travel. So you do travel with the group. So honestly, it's a great opportunity to make friends, get clinical experience. Of course, there are requirements. So some of the requirements are that you do have to dedicate some time, and you do have to visit different sites. You do have to be able to attend the clinical debriefings and the clinical classes. So in the classes, they will teach you what you need to do, how you're going to take blood pressure, et cetera, things like that. And the deadline to apply is, I believe it is December 15th. So once again, I think while your finals are going on, so I would recommend applying right now. They do open up every quarter though. If you get in, hopefully I know y'all will. When y'all get in on winter quarter, you do have to reapply for spring quarter. So definitely make sure to look out for that. And the reason I say it's local because technically it's through UCSD. So yeah, definitely make sure to look into that. It's another great clinical opportunity. And now we are gonna go into the Palomar Pathmaker Internship. This one is in person and it is technically local. If y'all think Escondido is local, then it is local. If 30-minute drive is 26 miles, a long drive for you, then it is not local, but it is in person. It's required in person. It's another great experience. Ultimately, you're going to be doing is going to be, you're going to have clinical focus experience, but on different career paths. So you can learn about different things. You're going to be performing basic patient tasks and helping them. It ranges from bathing, changing, feeding, but it also comes to taking blood pressure, changing their vaccination, not the literal vaccination like on the baggage. Of course, you do have to commit time for this as well. You have to be 18 and you have to complete 240 hours in order to complete this program and get certification. And applications are actually opening this January and will close that same month. So definitely make sure to look out for that as well. And going into academic opportunities. And Samantha will go ahead and take it away.
So an orientation leader is a great job, especially because not only do you get to help this incoming students, whether that be transfer students or freshmen, but you also get a lot of networking with staff. For example, I was an orientation leader for Ravel, and it was really fulfilling to be able to help incoming students, just like give them an insight of what it's like to be a UCSD student. And not only that, but I also made a lot of connections with the Dean of Ravel, with the academic advisors. Like, it was really cool just being able to get paid to do what I like to do, which is help people. So if that sounds interesting to you and it's also paid, then it's a great job to do. It also goes on your co-curricular record, which means that whenever you give your transcript to anyone, that shows up as orientation leader, that you did that for this year. Like, so it would be like, it's a 6-month job, so it'll show that you did it for like half a year, and that'll be on your transcript. So the deadlines are coming up, actually. So it depends on what college you want to do, and we listed them on the slide. So if you're interested in becoming an orientation leader, I do recommend this. It is online right now. Well, they're planning to do it online, and they want to do hybrid. So some will be in person and some will be online, depending on your eligibility. But they are very flexible with since COVID has been happening. So your comfortability means a lot to them. The next opportunity we will go on to is TutorTree.
So TutorTree is basically a part-time job. So if you're looking to work for a company that lets you choose your own hours, you should definitely check this out. They're currently looking for brand ambassadors, but as well as tutors. So because they're a new startup company and they've just branched out to California and all the UC schools, they really want to hire a bunch of students so they can tutor others, especially with transfers. I know a lot of us that are bio majors have to take genetics. So now that you've gone through genetics, you can apply to teach genetics. The requirements right now are just to be a UC San Diego student, good academic standing. And again, because this is a new company, the application deadline, they don't have one right now because they're just trying to hire as many people as they can. And next up is Samir with another academic opportunity.
So similar to TutorTree, SDRT, or San Diego Refugee Tutoring, is another way for students to tutor specifically for English and math. And this is a pretty it's pretty flexible in terms of the role because they only meet on 2 days, and the registration is open throughout summer 2021. The overall statistics regarding the pay is something that you find out after completing orientation, which I've included. So these are the 2 links that you need, and there is no certain requirement just past doing the orientation. So if you would like to work with students who don't have a really strong academic background and learn new skills for teaching, I think this is a great opportunity to capitalize on. And next up, we have the resident assistant. So similar to a lot of positions on UCSD, the registration begins a lot before the actual like start of the job. So in this case, this would begin late August, and you'd have to enroll now. And in order to become a resident assistant, there's many stages, and you have to pass each stage. And I've attached the website, which has more requirements, but essentially with COVID, you'd be expected to have a lot of experience with Zoom and creating online remote events. So if you would like to basically create events for housing and to uphold safety like requirements and all of that stuff, I think it's a great opportunity. So definitely check that out. And the deadline for that is coming up as well. So I would highly suggest that everyone take all the dates for the deadlines, include it in an Excel to keep track of when to submit things. And up next, we have grad host talks.
So to finish off our GVM, on Thursday, we are lucky enough to partner with UCSD PAMS, which are some medical students, some UCSD medical students that are willing to give their time and share their stories about how they got into med schools. And luckily, we were able to contact two to come and talk to us. One of them is a non-traditional student, so she got her major in her master's of education from Notre Dame. And then our second one is a MD PhD student, and he also was a transfer student as well before going to Columbia. So it's great to hear some stories about people who are just like us, who are transfers or had non-traditional lives. So it'll be this Thursday, December 3rd at 2 p.m. You definitely don't want to miss it, and definitely come with questions.
All right, well, thank you all so much for coming to our last GBM of the quarter. I do see some familiar faces, or at least names, so it was really nice seeing y'all again. And I hope y'all will stay in touch with us. We do have a lot of committees that we would love for y'all to sign up for. We also have a new member sign up that y'all can sign up with if this is your first GBM you're coming to. And there's our Facebook and our Instagram. Please stay in touch so you know our next GBMs, our next opportunity slides maybe, and just everything else, all the resources that we have that we want to make available to you. So I want to thank y'all again for making this such a great school year for us. We were really excited to present to y'all, and we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much.
Also want to mention Kaplan.
Yes, and if you have any prepping to do, so whether that be for law school, med school, grad school, if you have any prepping to do, then please hit us up, DM us, private messages. We have discounts for y'all. So if you need like any test course, class, then like please let us know. We got y'all. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. This is the end of our GBM, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. And yes, we will drop the link to everything down below. We will also post the video so y'all can watch it again if you missed anything. And I believe we will post the doc as well.